Good afternoon. Thank you for taking a few moments with me in the Word. The Word instructs us to follow the faith of Abraham, so it behooves us to take a closer look at his faith. And when we look at this, where he's in the hall of faith in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 8, it tells us that by faith Abraham, when he was called to go into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange land, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God. So he left what was familiar to him. We understand that. To go to a place that he knew nothing about, but he left by faith, walking by faith, not by sight. And what was his faith in? His faith was in a promise that was given to him by God, and his faith was in God. Now he understood that God was the God of heaven. So it says he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God. I believe that's telling us that he looked towards heaven. That word look means that he is expecting to receive. He understood his promise was from heaven. He understood the resource of his promise was from heaven. So he looked to heaven, and heaven guided him from a place that he was familiar with to a place he was not familiar with, which was the promised land of God, that promised nation for him. And he let heaven guide him all the way. The same is for us today, child of God, that we understand what God has promised us is a promise that we have received from heaven, and its resources in heaven. Its maker is in heaven, and we look towards heaven and let heaven guide us into what God has promised us. Then we will realize his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to being with you the next time. I love you.